weather alert.
A quick update now on the severe weather warnings current across the country. We'll get to southeast Queensland shortly and Cyclone Oma. We'll start in the southwest corner of Western Australia, where an emergency warning is in place for a fire burning. You can see there just south of Bunbury. We're going to cross straight to Sky News Perth reporter Emily Burley, who's on the ground in southwest WA. Emily, thank you for joining us. Where is this fire and how large is it?
So the warning has been issued for the central part of Southampton, the shires of Donnybrook, Ballinup and Nannup. That's around 2.5 hours south of Perth. The fire was first reported around 3 p.m. Perth time yesterday. It's burned through around 2,200 hectares so far. There are around 100 firefighters on the ground at the moment, and water bombers are expected to join that fight as well. There will be a community information session around noon Perth time today at Nannup Community Centre for those people who are seeking a little more information.
And Emily, what's the advice that is being given to residents in the area?
So residents have been told they are in danger and need to act now to survive, with the fire threatening homes and lives. If the path is clear, they're being told to leave now for a safer place. Those who can't leave are being told to take shelter and get ready to actively defend their homes. Now, for those people, they're being told to shut all doors and windows, to turn off their air conditioning, and also they're being reminded that mains water pressure may be affected. The fire is out of control. It's burning in a northwesterly direction, and of course people who are leaving their homes are advised to check the route before they go.
Emily, thank you. So it's burning in that northwesterly direction due to southeasterly winds that we have across that southwest corner of Western Australia right now. It was quite a cool morning with light winds, but yesterday we had maximum gusts across that fire zone up to 40 kilometres per hour. And this afternoon will be another hot day, maximum temperatures in the mid-30s. A high fire danger has been predicted this afternoon for that southwest corner of Western Australia. There are high fire dangers further north, severe for the inland Gascoyne, those areas having temperatures which are higher and the humidity in that area is lower. If you need more details on fires which are burning near your place in Western Australia, you should visit emergency.wa.gov.au. Now we have Cyclone Oma, which is gradually edging towards the Queensland coast. Now, well ahead of this system, before the winds and the rain start increasing, we already have abnormally high tides and coastal flooding. Severe weather warnings been issued for this from Fraser Island down to the New South Wales border, not including Moreton Bay though, so Brisbane in the clear right now, but Stradbroke Island is included in that warning area. Now, this morning, on the high tide, we did see some minor flooding develop in some areas. For example, at Mooloolaba, the water level did climb above that minor flood level threshold. The water levels are now dropping following that high tide, but another high tide, of course, coming through later today, which won't be as high. But tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, the water level could be up to 1 metre above the normal highest tide of the year, and that could lead to more severe flooding even compared to what we had this morning. Now, the swells aren't too high today. They're about 2 metres, that lighter blue, but much larger swells in excess of 5 metres are gradually approaching the Queensland coast. Already there's a warning for hazardous surf, which is dangerous for swimming and surfing, from the town of 1770 down to the New South Wales mid-north coast. But as the larger swells start to move in from Thursday onwards, we're likely to see that warning upgraded to a warning for coastal erosion. So we'll keep you updated on this system as it approaches the Queensland coast.
All eyes are on the Queensland coastline this week as we watch Tropical Cyclone Oma. Now, beaches were closed in Surfers Paradise on Queensland on Tuesday, and that will stay the same way for the next couple of days at least, because Tropical Cyclone Oma is now a Category 3 system. We have a hazardous surf warning in place south of around the town 1770 down to the Queensland-New South Wales border. Now, on Thursday, the high tide is expected around 10 a.m. and it is expected to be 1 metre above the highest tide so far this year, and that will lead to coastal erosion. Another major weather feature today here at Sky News Weather is a bushfire burning out of control in southwest parts of WA at Ballinup. Now, we're monitoring the conditions. It is the end of summer. Another hot, dry day is forecast for southwest WA. We also have a cold front hitting the southeast. Not too much in terms of severe weather. It's just looking like a cool, cloudy day across much of Victoria and Tasmania. To Queensland first, showers and thunderstorms across the Cape York Peninsula with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms extending to parts of the southern tropics and parts of the eastern interior. A severe to extreme heat wave is also continuing for much of the state. Take a look at these temperatures. Longreach 42, Toowoomba 34, and we are up to day 42 of above 30-degree temperatures for southeast Queensland. Severe thunderstorms tore through the tropics as well. Cairns collecting 7 millimetres in just 10 minutes. We've seen coastal showers hit eastern parts of New South Wales, and including the Sydney region. They've been quite heavy as well through some parts. Little Bay had 17 millimetres in the gauge. Terry Hills has had over 5. Very autumn-like pattern right now, impacting New South Wales with a shower or two about the coast and ranges, possibly heavy about coastal parts of the Hunter and the mid-north coast. The chance of showers and thunderstorms on the central and northern ranges as well. It's dry through the inland. We didn't see that cool change hit the north of the state. Moree 40 degrees. It's dry and sunny for inland regions of Victoria in the north, cool and cloudy for the south, where we do have isolated showers near the southwest coast. As a cold front brushes the south. Speaking of which, our cold front is driving in the risk of showers. We have the showers about the west and far south extending throughout most of the afternoon in Tasmania, including you in Hobart. A mostly dry day for South Australia. It is cool and cloudy, warming up for the end of this week though into the weekend. Another burst of summer heat. Hot and dry for southwest WA. We are watching the bushfires burning in these regions. Hot and stormy for the northern inland of the state as well. Kalgoorlie 36 degrees with storms on the way. Storms a threat in the north, and it's hot once again in the outback.
In this extreme weather outlook, we'll have a detailed look at Tropical Cyclone Oma. Some heavy showers returning to the New South Wales coastline. We're going to start with the heat wave across parts of northern Australia. Cairns is one area which is in the middle of a severe heat wave right now, which was briefly interrupted by a violent thunderstorm on Tuesday afternoon. Take a look at the rain curtain falling from that storm. This heat wave is severe for much of eastern and northern Queensland, north from about the Wide Bay district, but a cool change is moving north up the east coast. The change hit Sydney on Tuesday morning. We can see hot air here. That's the red shading through central and northern Australia. Cooler air associated with fronts over the southeast. Note that cooler air, the lighter shadings, just gradually pushing up and causing that hot air to contract further north through the week. Surface temperatures then, it is quite cool for the southeast. Blue shows temperatures below 20. Stopping this on Wednesday afternoon though, still very hot through northern New South Wales. 40 degrees, for example, around Moree. The red shading shows temperatures over 40 for a large part of central and western Queensland, and temperatures into the high 30s all the way to the coast. Rockhampton, for example, 39 is your forecast. Not much change in the weather pattern for Thursday. It's cool for the New South Wales coastline, but still over 35, that darker orange, right across northern inland New South Wales and up through much of Queensland, apart from the extreme southeast coast. But even there, temperatures are a few degrees above average. We're going to have a look at Friday afternoon now. You can see it should just cool down slightly through eastern parts of Queensland. Temperatures dropping a few degrees. Now, we already have, from Cyclone Oma, hazardous surf along the southern Queensland coast and the north coast of New South Wales, and abnormally high tides. We've got king tides right now, and they're combining with the larger swells from Oma to produce water levels higher than the normal highest tide of the year. Cyclone Oma is moving southwest through the Coral Sea. On Wednesday morning, it was just over 1,000 kilometres off the Queensland coastline. Crossing the Coral Sea over the next few days, swollen tides, that's the first impact from the system, but landfall is a possibility over the weekend or next week, and therefore we could also see destructive winds and flooding. Here's the forecast track then. Over the next 48 hours, all of our models agree the system will move southwest across the southern Coral Sea. So Thursday it's gradually approaching, and Friday sitting off the southern Queensland coast. Before it does arrive, we're not expecting strong winds, although showers will start to develop along the southern Queensland coast from roughly Friday onwards. You can see the heaviest rain indicated by the red and the black still staying well offshore. Now from Friday onwards, that's when our models start to diverge. The system could take a right-hand turn, which is actually quite likely. There's a small chance of a left-hand turn down towards the south, and it is still possible the system will just continue to move towards the west, striking the southeast Queensland coast over the weekend. Perhaps slightly more likely than that scenario is that circulation stays off the southern Queensland coast, but it really is too early to say. However, close enough to the coast that we could see heavy rain and flooding over the weekend for southeast Queensland, along with damaging or possibly even destructive winds. This is a wait-and-see scenario at the moment. Now, regardless of where this system tracks, we will see huge swells. They'll increase rapidly from Thursday onwards. By Friday, we could even have 8-metre swells off the east coast of Queensland, and those swells could increase further over the weekend. Coastal erosion is therefore quite likely. Now, finally, for New South Wales, we've got coastal showers thanks to onshore winds right now. They'll continue on Thursday. Heaviest falls around the Hunter and the mid-north coast, 1 or 2 storms in the mix, making for perhaps a pleasant change with some cooler, showery weather for that part of the country.